Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 Minute Financial Plan. I'm Nick Scheibele here with
Ben Fath.
Ben Fath, yeah, fellow advisors. Um, this is something
Mhm.
new we're going to try out.
Yeah.
Base it around the 5 Minute Financial Plan, which is kind of something that started with our founder, Denny Lerner, and his process for financial planning. So we
Yep.
think this could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm sure some of you have heard of the 5 minute financial plan, so we thought might be relevant. Some might resonate with some people.
yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Help
mhm.
us tie it all together.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And it's something we will go a little bit more into depth in future episodes. But to start with, we're just gonna kind of talk a little bit about learner and talk about maybe a relevant topic that's more time sensitive. So
Yeah.
start off with that and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, Lerner Financial, started by Denny Lerner in 1969.
Yep.
Again, a lot of you guys are already clients, so you probably know the background, the history of our firm, but started with, one person putting a sign in the ground in
Yep.
1969. He always jokes about, he didn't know where else to go when he graduated from Ferris, so he decided to start business here.
Yep.
And then over time, it's grown into what has now become, a full service financial advisory firm. Continues to be based here in Big Rapids, Michigan. Went from one person and a sign in the
Hmm.
ground to now we have 21 people under the roof here at this office. So
Yeah.
pretty cool transition over time.
Hmm. I think Denny always jokes it's when Perry Street was gravel. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it could be. I wasn't around back then,
Yeah.
so.
I think it was
But
probably
yeah,
pretty close.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was close.
Yeah.
But like Nick said, we do a lot of different things here. So a lot of financial planning. The investing part is obviously something a lot of people think of, but more whole picture. And I don't know, you might want to touch
Yeah.
a little bit on the benefit side too. That's something some people might not know about, but something we offer. So.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I mean, so four financial advisors here, and you know, 15 staff members that are really the heartbeat of what we do
Mhm.
here. That make sure that everything that needs to be done is done. And then you mentioned the benefit side, so we do help with individual health care and Medicare.
Yep.
And just a great, we think, great value add for our
Mhm.
clients that are going, that need that help or are going through those phases of life where those things are important. Something that is always evolving, ever changing, and to have
Mhm.
a couple people here that are experts in that world is really beneficial. So
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah. Well, move on a little. Enough about us.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, I think
we'll
so
move on
too.
to the next thing.
Yeah, so like Ben mentioned, timely topic. So, our goal with this and doing this, and if you have any ideas for us out there, hit us with those.
Mhm.
But a couple of different things. We're going to hit on some things that we feel like are important parts of the financial planning process. We talked about
Yep.
the title of the show and the 5 minute financial plan. We're going to go through that, in more detail on each of those sections. But the other thing that we feel like is important and something that really probably triggered this as
Mhm.
an idea is being more timely with information coming out there. So things that are maybe new to the industry or
Mhm.
changing in the industry or what's going on in the market today that might be having big impact
Yeah.
on what I've got going on. So I guess for the first topic, I mean, introduce kind of what you think, what the first topic is here for today. That is pretty timely.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Nick said, I mean, there's some things that can wait, but this is one that we feel like can make a difference, and it can make a difference soon.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they're called 538 accounts. A lot of people know them as Trump accounts. We've had a lot of conversations inside here, just kind of going over the mechanics behind them. But the real reason I thought about it actually is because one of my best friends called me up last night, believe it or not, and asked. He said, "Hey, we know about these Trump accounts, these 538 accounts. Is it real? Is it something that we should do? Should we trust it? Is it going to go
hmm
away after these next few years?" And so I just kind of talked him through it, and it's something that a lot of people, I mean, everyone, I think that has kids should look into.
yeah.
So yeah, so there's a couple things. I mean, you want to start with the main, kind of the mechanics
Yeah,
behind it,
and
what it
well, and I
is.
think, I mean, for me, one of the biggest factors is, and we know that the one thing you have to separate is politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's called what it's called, we'll go with the 530A accounts.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that, it's a great opportunity,
Mhm.
especially for people that have kids that were born in 2025 through 2028. So for the next couple years, still, it's still a hugely beneficial account. And then also anybody that's got a kid under 18,
Yeah.
I mean, it can be
Mhm.
very beneficial for them. And so, yeah, some of the details. Um, One, you could have checked a box on your taxes. We're obviously past tax times now, but there was a box you could check on your taxes that got the account open for you. But if you did not do that, it's not too late.
Mhm.
First of all, they're not open yet. This is going to start in July of this year, is when these accounts are going to officially be open.
Yeah.
You could have signed up either through checking that box on your tax form, or going to trumpaccounts.gov,
Yeah.
which is where you can sign up online as well. So
Yeah.
those are the big things to know, is it's not too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the big things too, I mean, for those of you that have heard of them, a lot of people think it's just this 4 years. So
Yeah.
2024 to 2020 and it's done.
Yeah.
And it's not. So it's not just for newborn kids. It's like Nick said, anyone under 18
Yep.
is eligible. And there's a couple things we'll go a little bit more detail in, but kids under 10 might be able to receive a little extra bonus. Obviously those kids born 2024, 2028 will receive some money. But just keep in mind, kids 18 or younger
Yeah.
are eligible for it. So that's a big one that a lot of people just don't
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. The type of account that it
mhm,
is. So until your kid turns 18, the parent that signs up is the owner of the account, is the
yeah,
custodian of the account. So keep that part in mind. But once you open these accounts and money starts going into them at 18, they do become your child's account,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
for better or worse, that's going to be the eventual owner of the
yeah,
account is going to be the kid. So obviously something to think about. Every kid's different. We have no idea. We hope we are amazing parents and our kids all grow up to be
yeah.
great, and all that good stuff. And that at 18, if they got a
Mhm,
chunk of money or a bucket of money or whatever the case is, that they're just going to let it be and
yeah,
become what it's supposed to be. So the
yeah,
goal of these is that they become retirement accounts, is
yep,
that this is preceded to become a retirement account at some point down the road for the kids. And Ben mentioned earlier, some of those benefits. If your child's born in these first 4 years under the Trump administration, they get
yeah,
$1,000 of money. And one of the interesting parts is where the money came from, right? I
yeah,
mean, and that part I think is pretty interesting. It's not government subsidized.
mhm,
These came as a gift from wealthy business owners, right? Well,
mhm,
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Michael Dell.
yeah,
Made a big chunk of the
mhm,
funding for this. So, so $1,000 if you're born in the 4 years under the Trump administration. But then there's also people that are eligible for
yeah,
$250 of quote unquote free money,
yeah. As
uh,
free as free can
as
be.
free as money
So
can
yeah,
get. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, like Nick said, the $250 is that Michael Dell
yeah,
donation. So I think I want to say it was around $6 billion. It was a lot of money they donated.
yeah,
And this is the one that is more time sensitive because there's a cap on the amount of kids that will receive the
yeah,
benefit. So in order to receive it, you have to be in a you have to be in a zip code with a median income of $150,000 or less. And if that is so, the first 25 million kids that apply for this will get that $250, and they just have to be 10 years old or younger. So that's it. That's the only criteria. I mean, in McCosta County, we do qualify
yep,
as a
yep.
zip code. So if you're in the area, it's something you should definitely look into.
Yeah, and
So
and I think all of our surrounding counties are in
they
the
should
same boat.
be. Yeah.
Osceola County, Lake County, Nuevo County. I think we all fall into that.
Yeah.
If you're watching this from another county, it might be just some digging we need to do, or you need to do
Yeah. Quick Google
to make sure.
search.
Yeah, a quick Google search will
Hmm.
help you out there. But um, you know, hugely beneficial. And a couple of things there. I mean, it feels like we're always talking about ways to, so there's wealth transfer
Yeah.
is one of the important parts of it, right? I mean, otherwise it becomes gifting at certain times. And so how can I make sure
Hmm.
that I start to fund to get my child some money that I'd like them to receive over time. Um, so that's one big part of the planning
Mhm.
process that these accounts could be great for. The other part is just that time value of money
Exactly.
and compounding
Mhm.
interest and the impact it could have on starting as early as
Yeah.
birth, anytime pre 10,
Mhm.
pre 18. If we can start putting money away, that's going to go away until these kids
Yeah.
are retirement age. You could be talking about lots of money.
Mhm.
And there are caps on how much you can put into these accounts, I
Yeah.
believe, right?
Yeah. It's $5,000 annually.
Yeah.
So $5,000 in the account, and obviously, if you want to save more, there's other opportunities to do that. But that's just for the Trump counts. And kind of like what Nick said, is it might be. I'm not a parent yet, but
Yeah.
Nick is, and you might be able to speak to this. It might be a
Yeah.
good opportunity to teach kids
Yeah.
the value of investing, because they might be able, hopefully they can see the growth, they
Yeah.
can see what it can turn into, and it can be very impactful long term
Yeah.
down the road.
Becomes
So,
a great learning
mhm,
opportunity, right?
yeah,
You can see that over time what the money does.
exactly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you're not required to put $5,000 in. You could actually sign up and get the quote unquote free money and never
Yep.
put another dime into it again and just let it grow.
Yeah.
I think a couple of the other important pieces are it's very restrictive. You're not
Yep.
going in and managing these accounts. I think you're going to have a couple of funds to choose from. They're
Yep.
all index-based funds. So what they're trying to do is make it as simple as
Yeah.
possible. Put the money in, make it very,
Yep.
hands-free. If you want to contribute.
Yep.
You, again, you can put up to $5,000 a year, but you don't have to put five. You could,
Yep.
do $50 a month or $100 a month or whatever the case may be, just to
Yep.
get some extra money in there. But it really just another avenue to help save for your
Hmm.
kid, and potentially have a major impact over
Yep.
time.
Yep. And with this money too, it's kind of like what Nick said. It's essentially an IRA for a child.
Yep.
Um, there are some exceptions, like anything. I know you can use some money for educational expenses,
Yep.
so that's one exception. First time home buyer, I believe you can take out a small amount without penalty. Other than that, it is treated as an IRA.
Yeah.
So early way to save for retirement, hopefully. If not, I mean, you can use it for those cases as well.
Yep.
Um, Another thing with the 530A accounts, so we cannot, I don't believe, as of we know now, help people open them
Right.
or manage the assets essentially. So it is something you have to log on, do yourself. And like Nick said, it's intended to be easy. So there's not many investment options. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yep.
So we can always help, if you have questions, but
Yep.
we can't do the investing itself.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Yep. And like any other, outside account that maybe
mhm,
we don't manage quite yet. Yeah, if it's something you want us to take a look at or make
yeah,
sure something's going on, obviously we can help with that. But yeah, not something that we can manage
yeah,
specifically. So, um, yeah. But I mean, when you think about that opportunity, and the potential impact of putting that money away. And I was looking earlier, and so I jump on my information box here. Um, if you don't contribute at all, if you get the $1,000 and
mhm,
don't contribute at all, based on average growth, at age 18, the account has $6,000 in it from that initial thousand, 15,000 at 27, $243,000
mhm,
at age
yeah,
55. So, I mean, when you think about that, and that's if you just get the free money and don't put any more money
yeah,
into it, that's the amounts that it has. If you put in $250 a year, so yeah, I mean, you're talking about, you know, $20 a month,
yeah.
more or
And this is
less.
until age 18.
And yeah, so at age 18, it'd be worth $19,000.
Yeah,
At 27, $51,000. And again, at age 55,
yeah,
$878,000.
yeah. I mean, it's
Again, and this, I mean, it just talks
huge.
about starting early, right? I
Mhm,
mean, the impact of starting early. And for those that are able to, if you're able to contribute $5,000 a month or
yeah,
a year, not a month, $5,000 a year. And we understand that that's not for everybody.
no,
And it's
mm-mm,
probably not for many people. But at 18, with $5,000 a year contribution, it's wild,
yeah,
the impact,
it's
because of
crazy.
starting that early.
Mhm,
They have $270,000 at 18,
yeah,
742,000 at age
yeah, it's
27,
unbelievable.
and at age 55 there's $13 million in
Yeah.
those accounts if you do $5,000 a
Mhm.
year. And again, you're contributing those amounts of money every year until that.
Yep.
So, the idea would be is at 18 that, now maybe it's not the parent that's contributing, it's the
Yep.
child that's contributing. But I mean,
Yeah.
obviously
You
huge.
want to talk about passing on wealth or
Yeah.
creating wealth. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Creating, yeah.
huge opportunity.
Generating wealth for,
Mhm.
for those future generations. I mean,
Yeah.
from $5,000 a year to end
Mhm.
up with $13 million
Yeah, it's
at age
unbelievable.
55. Now,
There's
we
inflation.
yeah, there's
but
inflation, and we can
still.
all guess on what the market's going to do
Mhm.
over time, and the whole history doesn't tell us what
Yeah.
future results are going to be or any of that stuff. But I mean, the point being is that it's an opportunity. Our government has created an opportunity that they're willing to put some money into, and
Take
give you
advantage of it.
take advantage of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. So, yeah.
I think
Anything else?
I can't think of anything else at the moment. The biggest thing too, if you guys want some more information, go on TrumpAccounts.gov.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they have a house of lots of information. So anything that we didn't touch on, I'm sure they have it there as well. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so perfect. And that also you can get on the, I don't know if it's a waiting list for the contributions from Michael Dell. But I believe that is where you go.
Yeah.
I know we had someone here that did that.
Yep.
So
Get your name on the list
Yep.
so that you can be a part of that initial
$250.
$250, or again, if you're, if you have a child being born during the Trump administration, the $1,000,
Yep.
that becomes important money.
Yep.
That's real
Yeah.
money.
That
Yeah.
is.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, trumpaccounts.com or trumpaccounts.gov, not .com, .gov. If you want more information or want to do a little bit more research on that side of it. But yeah, so I think that was a first good introduction into the podcast world for us here.
Yeah.
This is something again that we want to do a lot more of.
Yeah.
We think it's important. It's another avenue for getting you guys information that might be timely or might be something that you're interested in or that you can share with friends or family that might be going through a situation that we talk about. But yeah, we hope that you watch again.
Yeah. Hopefully it's helpful.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later.